All right, guys. I want to now talk about my favorite fitness channel on YouTube. And before I get into it, I want to explain why it's my favorite fitness channel because I think it's super relevant, especially for the dancers amongst ye. Um, as some of you know, many of you know, I one of my main teachers at this point in dance is a guy named Tabo, and part of the thing that I resonate with so much in the Tabo method, as I like to call it, is that it really gets back to the basis of movement, just how to do really, really basic things that are easily overlooked, and then slowly but surely build a foundation and begin adding to them and combining them into things that are genuinely like, whoa, impressive. So, I feel the same way about this fitness channel because it's really bringing us back to like legit the foundations of human movement, because the main exercises that are being taught are all baby movements, right? It was so when I really realized this, I mean, he says it, but when I really realized it, it was so trippy. I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm going back physically to crawling around like a baby in order to deal with any compensations or loss of mobility that has happened since I was just like crawling around on the ground for the first however many months or years of my life, right? Before I learned to walk. Isn't that crazy? We learn to walk. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing of human life that, at least in theory, you forget everything that happened before you were five, almost everybody. Because you forget that, like, there's a lot of shit you just learned that you don't even remember learning. But there was like a whole months, years where you couldn't do it. So anyway, the channel is called Original Strength, right? This is the videos. Da da da. There's a lot of videos. It's dope. And the basic, it's a guy named Tim Anderson, and he's real clear. The videos are really straightforward. And there's a lot of repetition in it. It's like variations on themes that are rolling, rocking, and crawling. So, as you can see, look at this. The first video we ever uploaded, how to baby crawl, right? Like, so this dude's legit teaching, and I really stand by this. This is not a joke. This is not like a troll video. This is real shit. The first video, right? The like foundational thing. Look at this. It's just like crawling around. And there's like technique to it, right? Head up, like core engaged. You'll see like feet pointed down, dragging across the floor, opposite limbs. See dragging forward. You can look side to side, right? Like a baby, dude. Triceps engaged when you place your hands down on the ground. I mean, I think also it's dope from a dance perspective is you start playing with this a little bit, and this absolutely turns into like dope dance material, ground moves, right? Especially you start adding dime stops or animated or something. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about, you can stop there and you can go start watching his videos, or you can listen to me talk more about his videos. Choose your adventure. So it starts with rolling, right? Just like literally rolling on the ground. And what I noticed, right, is that as I just rolled side to side, also, this will probably be my next product review, I think, actually. So since we've last seen each other and me showing this, I've put in like 100 square foot, like an 8x12, 3/4 inch foam mat for like rolling around and doing the martial arts stuff I'm into and the parkour stuff I'm into. Yeah. Um And that has changed a lot of things for me for the better, especially in terms of mobility, which I now consider mobility to be the most by far important part of being fit. Because genuine mobility with good form will, I feel like, strength and, and muscle tone and all that kind of stuff, posture is a natural byproduct of doing these like basic mobility drills and, games and whatever. So anyway, the first one is rolling around, right? And the first thing I noticed was that like stiffness in my shoulder, right? My arm would like kind of be hanging up and it wouldn't just go back like that. And the more I rolled, and it's fun, man. It's fun to roll. Don't you remember being a kid, like rolling down hills? It's a fun thing. It didn't, like, here's some news. It didn't stop being fun just because I'm like technically an adult. So rolling around, and I started feeling better, more mobile, more loose. And then you move into rocking, and much like the Tabot method, you can tat, tat, tat here, tat, tat, tat here, tat, tat, tat here, tat, tat, tat here. You can do the same tat, tat, tat in all tat, tat, tat in all different parts of the body. So rocking is very similar to that. It's just rocking from things like child's pose to like upward dog or something like that. But tons of them. You can rock sideways, front, back. You can focus on your shoulders. You can focus on your wrists. You can focus on your feet. It's like a meta concept. And I've been learning more recently about this idea that what it was called to me when it was explained to me was active isolated stretching. And basically the idea is that the stretch reflex, which causes you to stop, one of the things that triggers it to engage, basically for your muscle to seize, like you can't straighten it anymore, is the stretch reflex causes blood flow to stop, right? So that's one of the things that it's associated with. So this active isolated stretching, it's very much like rocking, basically. You do a stretch, you hold it out for 2 seconds, right as the blood flow starts to stop, you come back, and then you do it again, 2 seconds, and then do it again, 2 seconds. And I experienced mobility increases in places like my hamstrings, etc., doing these kind of stretching in this way. I think yoga is obsolete. That's that's a big statement, but I think it's true because this static stretching, dude, if you're not already flexible, my experience is you can static stretch for the rest of your life and you're not going to get more mobility. I don't know. I don't have like the answers, Sway, but as to why, but that's been my experience. Like doing this rocking stuff, like stretching through repeated just movements, I feel significantly more mobile than I've ever felt in my life, and I still have a tremendous amount of room to grow in that regard. So you have all these rocking drills, right? You'll learn this on this channel. And then the last one are the crawls, right? And crawls are actually pretty sophisticated. We do crawls in the parkour class, right? You have all kinds of dancers. You like Mr. Wiggles is famous for his crab crawl, right? You have to be strong and open and agile to do that stuff well, right? You have to keep your hips up and to keep your back straight and neck down and all that kind of stuff. So you have all these different crawls, and some are hard. You have baby crawl, leopard crawl, Spider-Man crawl, bear crawl, crab crawl, elephant crawl, etc. So these three basic concepts of rolling, rocking, and crawling. I didn't even realize that's funny. Rock and roll is in them. Rolling, rocking, and crawling. I'm pretty convinced, especially based on listening to him. I also took a mobility workshop last week that I'll probably be talking about more. And there was a lot of overlap there. And the guy that taught that mobility workshop, I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And he's kind of famous in the mobility world. So it's kind of like the sacking thing, where I feel like I'm piecing together, like, this is it. This is the basis of human movement. Rolling, rocking, crawling. If you can't do that well, it's like, dude, you don't have business doing anything else. It's like you're going to just hurt yourself. You lift weights, are you crazy? You're eventually going to just rip up joints and stuff because your structure is not set. And for a lot of us that aren't like exceptional, gifted, world-class athletes already, I think it's quite likely that a tremendous amount of these compensation patterns, like meaning bad movements and injury risk areas, began when we were really like infants. So it really makes sense at some level to go back to those movements that are the foundation of balance, right? Like quadruped movement. You have to balance. The rolling, just trying to roll as flat as you can. It forces your shoulders and neck and legs to extend. And then the rocking, as far as I can tell, is just, it's the best form of stretching, right? You can turn all the ballet stretches, like the open leg stretches, you can turn those into rocks if you have some amount of mobility for it. It's just you can turn all of it into rocking, hamstring stretches, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I think that this is so much the best bang for your buck to like internalize this, because once you get this, you can move in a million different directions. You can move in, calisthenics directions. You can move into Olympic lifting directions, all kinds of stuff. But if you don't have this, and I think probably most people, even strong, fit people, don't have this, and they're super missing out, because especially as dancers, like mobility is crazy important. It's not just how strong you are. It's, what positions can you get into and move around in fluidity. I think it's enough. So original strength, it's super dope. I'm sure it's gonna, you're gonna hear a lot more about these movements. And the main reason I'm making this video rather than just showing you is because I feel like that's kind of the new thing. Like, it's kind of lame-o to me to just like watch all his videos and then be like, hey guys, I'm gonna teach you the baby crawl. I just came up with it out of thin air. It's like, nah, dude, give credit. So this dude is the shit. He's legit. And I want that known, that like as I start putting out this kind of content, like that this is my OG right here. This is where it comes from. It's not no bullshitting around these parts. You heard Otis Funkmeyer. I don't know what this is called. Shit I like. This has been shit I fuck with. Is that too vulgar? Yeah. It's too vulgar. Shit I like. This is the second episode. Shout out to Steezy. Shout out to Tim Anderson at Original Strength. I don't know why I'm still going. It's like it's like this weird addiction. Like, okay, is it time to stop? Stop. Okay, stop.